If self-realization or professional expression and success are important topics for you now, here's a story I want to share and then add my thoughts on top of it. The broader topic here is how to walk the hard path at work easier, better, with better results and better feelings also. Recently I had a conversation with one of my friends and he shared with me that he had spoken with his best friend and told that he wants to pause their friendship indefinitely. Why would someone do it? I think that the reason is that my friend has reached a certain place in his life where he will change and what he will do at work will also change. But him being together with his best friend in their relationship, which has been going on for many, many years, he is stuck in that energy system which two of them are creating. Energy system might sound esoteric, but look at it psychologically. When I meet my best friend, and if I do it often, then I expect how he will expect me to be like, and this expectation with time becomes internalized. And then think all those close relationships, spouse, business partners, colleagues, best friends, we internalize. We think that they expect things from us and we start to act in ways that we think that they expect from us, and therefore we are kind of stuck in one way of being and expressing ourselves, and we cannot change. And when we cannot change our way of being, we cannot change our way of doing, because doing comes from being. I do what I am. Hard path at work, it is when I feel who I am, I know who I am, and then I do things that naturally flow out from who I am. Before going deeper in this, I want to open up what I mean with hard path at work. It's a combination of me doing something that I love, that gives value to whoever is buying the products or services, and I care for this value. And as a result, I also have enough resources to do this activity or to create this product, and resources for my life needs. And that is hard path at work. And there are many factors that can keep us stuck from progressing in hard path at work. And in this episode I'm focusing specifically on energy fields that we create around us in two ways. One is having relationship with people, and another is having relationship with activities. And let's unpack both of those. First, relationship with people. It is not that maybe, or most probably you have heard that we become the sum of 5 people with whom we interact the most, but I don't even mean this particular saying here, but what I mean more is that the relationships that we keep around us, they start to affect our identity in ways that we start to attune our way of being to match the expectations of people around us. And if the people around us are not matching the way or personality that we are becoming, also want to say level of inner vibration, inner light that we are changing into with time, then being in those relationships starts to keep us stuck. Then what we do, we start to pretend to be who we are not. And when I pretend to be who I'm not, then this pretension, it starts to permeate all areas of life, including work. And if I pretend to be someone who I'm not, then also at work I will not be able to do those things that would emanate from who I am authentically am. Therefore, sometimes to move forward in life, it is good to end things. I'm not saying definitely to end relationship, but to end pretending to be someone who I'm not. Therefore, if I'm in a relationship where I feel that more and more I start to get this feeling that I have to pretend to keep this relationship in a good status quo, then at least what I need to do is I need to stop pretending. I need to start being and saying and acting the way I really, really feel. And that might upset the other person, that might lead to abrupt ending of the relationship or more friction in the relationship, but that is good, because it's some form of short-term pain that is necessary to get to the other side where I am authentic in this relationship. Of course, some or several relationships might not survive this reality test and they would end. And sometimes you already feel which relationships definitely will not survive this reality test and just definitely need to be ended. Well, then that's the way forward to end. For example, if someone has a marriage, and I'm thinking about some of my clients that I've been working with. So, entrepreneur has a spouse with whom he feels, I am with this spouse because I'm used to. It would be like so uncomfortable to end this relationship, but otherwise there's almost nothing good in it. We are like two neighbors who don't like each other too much, yeah. And I actually like doing these things, and the other person completely other things, and we are so different already because we've been together for 20 or 15 years, and I've changed so much, and the other person has changed so much. So in this case, it's worthwhile to consider that this relationship might not be supporting your hard path at work, and theirs as well, and then ending it would be a better course of action. Another scenario is that also cases from clients that there's some seriously poisoned relationship in the team. So let's say one of the management team members has had an affair with one of the colleagues who's still working in the team. The affair, for whatever reasons, has ended, and at least one of them feels a certain level of resentment toward the other person. This again creates an energy field between those two people, which is, I'd say, close to impossible to repair unless they both very consciously work on inner growth, go to individual therapy, and also go as a pair to repair the relationship, which is almost never the case in these affair type situations. And therefore, they're also basically the only solution to repair the energy field is that one of those two people has to go, has to leave the scene. Otherwise, this poisoned energy field between them two is not only keeping both of them stuck in their progress in life, but it also emanates this poisonous radiation in the team and starts to damage the team culture. Even if people don't know what's going on under the surface, they still feel that something is off, and they cannot tell what is off, but in most cases people know. So yeah, my point here is that if there has been poisoned relationship in the team, if it's possible to fix it, to put all effort in to fix it. If it's not possible to fix it, then to end the work relationship. Also, this is slightly less, let's say, poisonous situation, but still, this is when two colleagues have a poisonous relationship between them without these affair situations, but just in most cases it's when there's some projection going on. Either I'm projecting my shadow onto you and hating part of my repressed self in you, or I'm projecting some childhood scenario onto you and then expecting you to take care of my inner child or to resolve whatever these inner past situations, unresolved situations. And there again, if it goes on for a long time and those two people in this situation are not consciously investing energy to repair this relationship, to understand what's actually going on and to repair it, this is not a good place to be in and to stay in, and it is keeping both of them stuck in their hard path at work. So my takeaway for you here is that for us to progress in hard path at work, we need to also go hard path in life. And hard path in life means to create around us aligned relationships. And I am not a saint. I have screwed up many relationships and keep screwing them up, and most probably will keep screwing up. But my point here is the moment that I realize that this relationship is not working, then to put all effort in to repair it and to know my place where I need to be in terms of this relationship. Do I need to be in or out? And if it's healthier to be out, then to be out. But if to be healthier to be in, then to do all it takes to repair the relationship. Otherwise, would be pretty dumb to expect that by staying in some poisonous environment, I can connect well with my heart and create from my heart, and life will support what I'm creating from my heart. It would be like someone regularly drinking a bit of poison and then going out and like performing something or cooking something for people in this semi-poison state. Doesn't sound feasible. And one more part regarding relationships is depths and imbalances. So Debts and imbalances, meaning if I owe something to someone or I expect something from someone, be it money, apology, some service which is not given, some relationship status which is not given, whatever. And imbalances, meaning where I'm taking more than giving or I'm giving more than taking. These situations also keep us hooked to people in unhealthy ways and create unhealthy energy field between us. And this unhealthy energy field again is keeping us stuck in our hard path at work, also in life. The solution here is to make an audit. So audit of debts to both directions, where I owe to someone and where I expect something from someone, and audit of imbalances. And then to cover the debts and level out the imbalances. For example, if I feel resentment towards something towards someone, maybe someone feels to something. If I feel resentment towards someone, then to work with this resentment. For example, Ho'oponopono meditation, which is when you focus on the person towards whom you feel resentment, and or also guilt, by the way. This is the same debt, just the other side of it. And then say those 4 phrases very consciously. Please forgive me, I'm sorry, I love you, thank you. And I've been doing this. For example, I go into a bath, fill it with hot water, and lay down and picture this person and say these 4 phrases slowly with contemplation, first keeping the focus on the person and then keeping the focus on me in our situation. So, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Not in this quick pace, as I just said, but with contemplation and processing each phrase, what feelings, images it brings up. This is one powerful technique. There's also other techniques, one of them being Toltec recapitulation, but that I won't speak about in this video, maybe in some future video. But sometimes there are practical amends to make. So if someone has done financial, practical, whatever other damage to other person, then leveling out this and unhooking from this person will also require to making same practical amends, paying down the debts or signing documents with commitment to pay the debts, in whatever ways possible, making the amends necessary. So to recap this first part about how relationship situations can keep us stuck in hard path at work, I shared about 3 types of situations. One is where I'm in a relationship, friendship or romantic or business relationship with someone with whom we are not aligned anymore. Maybe our life directions are going different ways, or we have outgrown each other, and then we are, by staying in the relationship, creating such a field where at least one of us has to start to pretend to be who we are not. And this is slowing both people down. So step 1, start to act real, how you feel, think. And step 2, if necessary, end this form of relationship so that both of you are free to go on your lives, to live your hard path at work and in life freely. Second situation was when there are some damaged relationships, poisoned relationships, like for example an affair at work, where if possible put all effort into repair the relationship. In most cases it's not possible to repair them in work environment, so therefore the most probable way forward is to end the work relationship in that form in which exists. And the third form I shared about is when there are debts and imbalances and we need to repay the debts, also ask to repay the debts and level out imbalances. By the way, regarding asking to repay the debts, if I feel that someone owes me an apology, this is not something to ask for. At least this is my belief, because this is something where I feel resentment, and resentment is my hook, it's not the other person's hook, so I need to work with forgiveness, as I shared earlier with this Ho'oponopono meditation as an example. This, by the way, this audit of relationships and imbalances is one of the core activities that we do in our Hard Path at Work workshops, because yes, I can do a lot of inner work, inner clarity and pushing, but if I'm in an energy field which is unsupportive for me, then nothing good can come out of it. So therefore, if I could only persuade you to take a leap of faith and trust that this is important and do these audits and make the changes, then you will see the changes also in the results following afterwards. Now, the second part I want to talk about in this video is how using things is keeping us stuck. With things I mean, in this case I will also mean humans, but in a way how we use things. Like we use alcohol, caffeine, gambling, porn, also people in some cases. Because whenever we use something, we lean on it, and when we lean on something we give our energy to it, and then this energy that we give to it we cannot use for ourselves to go forward in our life and to create what we want to create in our life, including the results we want to create. Let's use as an example alcohol. I was using and abusing alcohol for more than 20 years, and now it's been 1.5 years approximately since I'm not drinking. And what I see in retrospect is that drinking alcohol was doing several things. First, it was balancing my system at the time, meaning my system was out of balance. I was in a relationship which wasn't fulfilling, I wasn't eating healthy, I wasn't doing work that I exactly loved, so there were many imbalances, but alcohol acted as a balancer of those imbalances, which means that I wasn't actually perceiving the imbalances as they were. I was just turning the volume of the system down, not to perceive what I don't like so much, and just to keep on going on with my life. Well, but basically keeping myself stuck, because if I ignore the signal, then I will not act on the signal. So it was turning down the volume of my signal system and keeping imbalanced system in unhealthy balance. Second, it was taking a lot of my energy. Even those who are drinking alcohol, you most probably, if you are in your 30s and 40s, you see how on the next day, sometimes even several days after, energy is lower, thinking works slower, less good ideas, less positive vibe coming from the person, positive energy. So these are all symptoms how alcohol is eating away our energy. The same energy that is necessary to create, to go forward, to initiate something, to attract something, to start new work relationships or whatever relationships, and to go forward. And the third, what alcohol is doing, it is damaging health and brain. Quite literally, there's so much of research, which means that the brain capacity lowers, health deteriorates, which is connected with the energy I spoke about, but that's not exactly the same thing. Of course, the energy is very much dependent on healthy body, healthy mind, but I would put them as two partially overlapping circles. Next, what these things that we use do, they sometimes make us do stupid things. Say stupid things, do stupid things, maybe not all of the things, but alcohol definitely is one of those things that makes people do stupid things. Even if they are not like crazy stupid, like drunk driving, still, even if they're small, then with time they accumulate. And vice versa, if we quit drinking, quit using things, then what starts to accumulate are good, supportive, productive things and activities. Like for example, instead of how I used to have a morning hangover coffee, now I have a morning no hangover meditation several hours earlier, and then run in sports and so on. And then these things start to accumulate in a positive way. And therefore, as a result, this using substances, it keeps us stuck in life, and in most cases not only keeps us stuck, but also starts to push our life down. For some slowly, for some fast. I would say for those where it goes down fast, they are even luckier, because then hopefully they reach the bottom faster and then they bounce back faster, sooner, meaning bounce back through understanding that this using is not giving anything, it is only taking something, and then to stop using and to change life for good afterwards. What are the things that I see people are using? Let's start with me. I've been using alcohol, I've been using caffeine. By the way, why I see caffeine is good to quit, at least my case, I'm not preaching. And by the way, I know that some friends who have learned that I've quitted alcohol, they're like, yeah, okay, but when people hear that I'm not drinking any forms of caffeine, this triggers. I understand that this triggers, because like it's not normal. Like, how will you live? Where are life pleasures? measures. Well, for me, what has come instead is, so first of all, my sleep cycle improved a lot. I started to naturally go to sleep earlier and wake up earlier, and this waking up then gives me more focused time in the morning where I feel positive with good energy, because I feel that in life mornings are for creation, evenings are for processing and healing and whatnot. But again, if I'm super tired from coffees in the evening, then I can't do any healing work as well. But second is that overall, quitting coffee gave me much more energy throughout whole day. I'm not speaking about first 2 to 3 weeks, which were quite nightmarish, but about aftermath that followed. I feel my energy is constant through whole day, and then in the evening it just drops late in the evening when it's time to go to sleep. Do I miss coffee? Caffeine? No. I drink 1 cup of non-caffeinated coffee, or this secret, which is not coffee, it has 0 caffeine in it, and there I get the taste when I want it. But no, I don't miss neither green or black tea or coffee or cappuccinos, although I used to drink a lot of them in the past. Therefore, it's again just an illusion that we need them. So no benefits from using them, many benefits from quitting them, and 0 downsides from quitting them. And also how life works, I see that there's this saying that nature doesn't like emptiness. When something leaves, something comes. So when I stopped drinking coffee and alcohol before already also, what came instead was ceremonial cacao, and connected to that is various groups of people who are much more conscious than I've been in my life a few years ago, and that way I've been able to level up my way of thinking and perceiving and going through life by being in contact with those more conscious people who are lighter, brighter, who for many years haven't been in those using self-abusive behaviors. And also work ideas and work activities that have come to me, they are such that would have been impossible, first of all, to envision, and second, to do while still using. For example, leading hard-pathed workshops, or leading Way Home, which are much more deeper self-discovery workshops. Can't envision how I could see those ideas or do them when still living in a fog of alcohol or jitteriness and anxiety of caffeine. The things that we use, as I said earlier, we give our energy to them, and they also keep us stuck. And the things, there are many, but I know from other people, from myself. So I already mentioned caffeine, alcohol. I used to smoke also in the past, quitted that. Then there's porn. One of my friends told that when he quit porn, then quite soon he found his girlfriend with whom he's very happy together. And also, it somehow overlaps that since I stopped drinking alcohol, my interest in porn lowered, but since I quitted caffeine, it disappeared. So can't explain how it's connected, but it is somehow connected. Then there's gambling, which I have never had any interest in, but I know some people in my network who have suffered quite a lot from this. Then there's also the new epidemic, which is social media and news portals and AI usage addiction, all those things. By the way, just a small note about AI. When we use, and I use AI a lot for work topics, it helps a lot with various work topics, but when we use AI to outsource our existential questions and existential decisions to, then again, there's a way how to look at it, that if I'm executing decisions of AI, then who is AI and who am I? So in my life, I should be executing my own decisions. I can use AI maybe as a tool to help me think what questions to think about, but not what should be the answers to the existential questions in my life. I don't believe that it's healthy or possible to try to quit everything all at once. At least in my life it hasn't been so. It's been so that I see one thing that I am using and that is detrimental to my well-being and success, and then for sometimes several years I keep focusing on it, that I would, first it is like, well, it would be nice to quit it, then I would like to quit it, then I should quit it, then I must quit it, and then at one moment I'm ready, to become the person who is not using this thing, and then this identity shift happens and that's it. And then after a while I see the next thing. So pay attention to what you feel. Is this your number one thing that is taking the most of your energy, is keeping you stuck the most? And then invest effort to get through these stages from I would like to, I should, I want to, I really need to, I must. Well, I will do it, and I'm the person who is not using it, to these stages, and to become this person who doesn't need it. Because on the other side you really see you don't need it. Anything that you've quitted, you most probably see that it is so. I want to conclude with such phrase that we've seen often in many places, that to achieve something we need to become the person who achieves something, to become the person to whom the particular ideas come, who attracts particular opportunities and people. So it's not about doing, but it is about becoming a person who naturally aligns with the next level of doing. So therefore, hard path at work and hard path in life naturally calls us to be in relationships which are healthy, and to repair unhealthy relationships or to conclude them, and sometimes even healthy relationships to conclude if we feel that it is better for each person to grow in their own direction. And about things that we are using, identify the one that is holding back you the most, invest everything you can into stopping using it, and become the person who attracts opportunities, ideas, and is able to execute them in a way that will lead you to your hard path at work. There's no esoteric, no magic in it. It's just pure logic if we think about it deeper.